enemies get the last laugh. No, there is a surer way, one more direct, and of which I have a natural bent. Yes, death by poison, that is it! But what if they are dead? Will any city take me in? Can any man afford me home in a country safe for living and shield me from all reprisals? No, there is none. Therefore, I must postpone it. Wait a bit until some tower of strength appears for me, and then, through stealth and trickery, I shall proceed with death by poison. But what if I'm forced to go before it's done? No, then I shall take up the sword, face certain death, and with my own hands run them through. I will not shrink from such a step. No, by the goddess Hecate, the goddess who abides in the shrine of my inner hearth, the one I reverence most of all the gods and have chosen to abet me. Nobody breaks my heart with impunity. Their wedding I'll reduce to agony and grief. Agony for having met and married, and grief for having banished me. Good. Use your magic to the hilt. Plot, Medea. Devise your recipes. Advance to that deadly act which tests your courage. See your present plight laughed at by the seed of Sisyphus because of Jason's match? No, never. Your father was a king. His father, Helios the sun, be aware of that. Besides, you are a born woman, feeble when it comes to the sublime, but marvelously inventive over crime.
Back to their fountains the sacred rivers are falling, the cosmos and all morality turning to chaos. The mind of a man is nothing but fraud, and his faith in the gods a delusion. One day the story will change. Then shall the glory of women resound, and reverence come to the race of women, reversing at last the sad reputation of ladies.
The ballads of ages gone by that harped on the falseness of women will cease to be sung. If only Apollo, prince of the lyric, had put in our hearts the invention of music and songs for the lyre, when I then have raised up a feminine paean to answer the epic of men. Time in the roll of the ages has much to unfold of the fortunes of women, no less than the fortunes of men.
And so you, Medea, sailing away from your father's home, threading a passage with a heart on fire through the jowls of the Euxine cliffs, now are chased from the realm, shamed and banned.
The joy of a bond is gone, and wide of the world of Hellas, all shame has flown high in the sky and away. Bereft of a fatherly home, where can you sail for a haven against the storm, unfortunate woman? Your bed, royally quelled by another who queens it in your home?
So, this is not the first time I have seen irrevocable damage done by a barbarous rage. You could have stayed here, in this land, in this house, had you submitted quietly to your ruler's plans. Instead, you ranted like a lunatic, so now you are banished. Your tirade does not mean a thing. Go on proclaiming what a monster Jason is. But when it comes to royalty, to the princess and the king, count yourself lucky to only be banished. I have tried continuously to calm things down, for I should like you to remain. But you, madam, obstinate in folly, have continuously reviled our royalty, and so you are banished. Yet, in spite of everything, I come, Medea, patient to the last with someone I am fond of. You and the children need not leave the country penniless and unprovided for. Exile drags it with it a chain of troubles. And hate me though you may, I cannot bring myself to wish you harm.
You criminal! An epithet too good for you, such inhumanity! So you come to me, do you? You byword of aversion, both in heaven and on earth, to me, your own worst enemy. This is not bravery. This is not courage to look a victim in the eyes whom you've betrayed, somebody you loved. This is a disease, and the foulest that a man can have. You are shameless. But you have done well to come. I can unload some venom from my heart, and you can smart to hear it. To begin at the beginning, yes, first things first, I saved your life. As every son of Greece who stepped on board the Argo knows, you were forced to plot the seed of death and to sow the seeds. I saved you, lit up life for you when I slew the guardian of the golden fleece, that giant snake which hugged it tirelessly, coil on coil. I deserted my home and my father to come away with you to Iolcus by Mount Pelion, full of zeal and very little sense. King Peleus I killed, a most horrid death perpetrated by his daughters and overturned their home. All of this for you. I even gave you sons, you most reprobate man, only to be discarded for a new bride. Had you been childless, this craving for a new bedmate might have been forgiven, but no, all faith in vows is lost. I am baffled. Do you suppose the gods of old no longer rule? Or is it just that mankind now has different principles? Because your every vow to me, as I'm sure you know, is null and void. Curse this right hand of mine, so often held by yours, and these knees of mine, sullied to no purpose by the grasp of a rotten man. You turned my hopes into lies. So come now, tell me frankly, as if we were two friends, as if you really were prepared to help, and I hope this question makes you feel ashamed. Where do I go from here? Home to my father and my native land, perhaps, both of whom I sacrificed for you. Or to the deprived daughters of Peleus. They would be overjoyed to entertain their father's murderer. Yes, this is how things stand. Even among my own friends, I am an execrated woman. There was no call for me to hurt them, but now I have a death feud on my hands, and all for you. What a reward. What a heroine you have made me among the daughters of Hellas. Lucky Medea, having you for such a wonderful husband, and so loyal. I leave this land displaced, expelled, deprived of friends, only my children with me, and alone. What a charming record for the new bridegroom this! His sons and the wife who saved him are now wayside beggars. Oh, Zeus, what made you give us clear signs for telling mere glitter from gold? But when we need to know the base metal of a man, no stamp upon his skin for telling counterfeit.
How frightening is resentment, how difficult to cure when lovers hurl past love and one another's hate. I shall have to choose my words with no uncommon skill, it seems. Like a good sailor riding out a storm, if I am to sail close sheeted to you, madam, through your lashing, dangerous tongue. So, you pile up what you did for me into pinnacles of grace. Well, as far as I am concerned, it was Aphrodite, and no one else in heaven or on earth who saved me on my voyage. Your cleverness played a part, of course, but I could underline, if I wanted to be ungenerous, how it was infatuation, sheer shooting passion that drove you to save my life. I shall not stress the point. After all, your efforts did no harm, but this I shall maintain, that what you gained by saving my life is far more than you gave. First, you have a home here in Hellas instead of some barbarian land. You have known the benefits of laws which have never yielded to might